Hello everyone. Today we are going to go through a demo of CardanoVSC, a VS Code IDE extension for Haskell and Plutus code. So first let us look at how a Haskell and how a Plutus code looks without our extension enabled. Looking at extensions, we can see we don't have any installed. Now let us go to the Haskell file and see that there is no syntax highlighting. As you can see, all the text is colored white and the background is black. Now let us see one more example of Haskell file. Over here as well, there is no syntax highlighting. Now let us go towards the outputs and check the Plutus compiled file for the same. This is the compiled Plutus file, and as we can see, there is no syntax highlighting for this as well. Now we will load our extension and see how the changes affect the Haskell and Plutus code. It takes it is pretty quick to install, so once it is installed, we go to the Haskell file again, and as you can see, the syntax is being highlighted. This is the first Haskell file we saw. We can see the imports, the modules, and every function has been properly colored. Now going to the second file, we can see the second file as well has been properly colored by our extension. This provides syntax highlighting for everything we have promised. Going to the Plutus file, we can see there is syntax highlighting for Plutus as well. Let's see a few more Plutus files. As you can see, all of these files have syntax highlighting in. Okay, so now that we have the extension enabled, let's see how code completion works with our extension. First, let's check how a snippet works. Over here, we can see a let expression, and it showcases how the expression looks like. We can select that expression or continue to type something else. Let us select that expression first, and to select it, we just press enter and it will autofill it for it. As you can see, the expression has been filled just by a single enter, and this helps in coding and programming in a faster manner. Similarly, let's look at language. Over here, we get language pragmas, and it will showcase how it will look like once we enter it. We just hit enter, and it will create the syntax for us. And say we want to complete it, this, and it works. As you can see, just with 2 or 3 button clicks, I was able to write this entire thing. That is the power of code completion. And let's see how modules work as well. Let's say we want to import Plutus block frost queries. Just hit it and hit enter, and it imports it for us. Let's say to import Plutus TX, and it will import that for us as well. So as you can see, the code completion is working. And now let us look at how the code completion for the same lines that we wrote works without the extension. So for that, we first go back to the extension and uninstall it. Okay, now coming back, as you can see, the extensions all have been disabled, and we're back to the default VS Code IDE. Let us try import. As you can see, there's no suggestion for Plutus DX. We have to manually write it. Let's check the let expression first. Let us start from the let expression. As you can see, there's no suggestions for the let expression, and we can't complete it. For that, we would require our extension. And now going for language, as you can see, it just does not work as expected. It just doesn't complete the entire language pragma for us. And going to import, let us try importing Cardano address. As you can see, there's no code completion for import as well. And we can successfully say that our extension enables these things because we tested them out just before. And now let us go back to the extension and enable it. Okay. Now, as you can see, the extension has been enabled again, and we can go to the tab of CardanoVSC on the left-hand side. It will show us two buttons. One is to go to Cardano Scan website. This will open an external link which we can choose to open. For Cardano API integration, we first have to get our API key stored. So I will enter that and press enter to confirm. A message pops up saying API integration is successful for Cardano VSC. And then we can go to the list of commands. These are the list of API calls to the Blockchain Explorer that we can use. So for demonstration purposes, let us go first and get the latest block from Cardano blockchain. Once selecting that, we can see it shows the latest information for the latest block that was pushed to Cardano blockchain. And let us query some addresses. So as you can see, I have some files with the transaction hash. Let us query a transaction hash. Get transaction details. It will prompt us for a transaction hash, which we will paste. And as you can see, this hash has been taken over here, and it is giving details according to that. It is saying what the input addresses were and what the output was, the index as well. You can see it gives all the information, including the collateral for this transaction hash. Now let us test an address. And let us get a balance from the address. It will prompt us for an address, which we enter. And as you can see, it has the balance for the address it is returning back to us. And this is proves that API integration is working. Now let's see if API integration or any of the functionality work if we disable the extension. Let us go and disable all extensions. Now, as you can see, there is no tab to go to connect to Cardano VSC. And in the output section, we don't have anything to query the blockchain. And in the commands, there are no commands for Cardano. So that is the demonstration of what our extension provides. By installing our extension, you can enable code completion, syntax highlighting, as well as blockchain explorer queries. You can find the extension in VS Code Marketplace by just searching Cardano or Cardano VSC or Plutus. It would Our extension is called Cardano VSC, and installing it would provide all these functionalities for now. Thank you.
Here are all the test cases, and I'm pleased to say that all of them have passed successfully. You can see we have written 13 test cases and all 13 are passing. Thank you for your time. I hope you all enjoy using our extension.